Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick-a pile for you guys today, and today we are asking the question, what is their love language? So yeah, I figured this would be a good one because sometimes, we can have communication breakdowns and not necessarily understand the other side of the party simply because they have a different love language than we do. They kind of digest and interpret things and communicate in a different way than we do. So sometimes there can be friction and misunderstandings, and it's not really because someone did anything super duper wrong or terrible. It's just because there's a misunderstanding. So I figured something like this may be helpful, just because that way then the next time you interact with this person, it may help you better understand them and how to go about improving things between the two of you. And love languages can really be applied to anybody. It can be, in friendships and family. It doesn't just have to be romantic. But, for the purposes of this reading specifically, we are going to look at the romantic connection between you and your person. But, just remember that, when it comes to anybody in your life, it could really be for any kind of connection with somebody, just because, it's applicable in all those areas. And just so you guys know, before I get started, the five love languages, this is what they are. Just so you know, in case you're not familiar with what they are, the five love languages are words of affirmation, that's number one, gifts, like giving and receiving gifts, acts of service, quality time, and physical touch. And I'm not going to go into what every single one of those are and, describe like each and every aspect of those, because that could be like a whole other separate video in itself. But there's a lot of information about the five love languages online. You can Google it, you can look it up here on YouTube, and, whatever your person's love language pops up to be, you can research more on that love language. You can even like take quizzes and stuff to find out what your love language is, for example. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to look into. And I know there are 5 different piles and there are 5 different love languages, but that doesn't mean that each pile is like one of the love languages, just because I don't know what's coming through. I don't know, who's going to be coming to this and what it is that they need to necessarily see or know dealing with that particular person. So, they could all be, 5 different love languages, but it could be like all the same one, or it could be like 2 or 3 different ones. So, we'll see as we unfold the piles here and go through them. So yeah, just a small little explanation dealing with the love languages and, how this reading is gonna kind of work, because it's a little bit different from the normal ones. If anything, like I said, you guys, it's to help you with your communication skills and dealing with this person better in your everyday life. So yeah, there we go. And also, just a little friendly reminder, you guys, that I am going live every Tuesday on TikTok, every Thursday on Instagram, and every Saturday right here on YouTube, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for every single of those places. And every single one of those days, I'm going to be doing free readings. So if you guys want to come on out and get a free read, that's a perfect time, a perfect opportunity to. And I'm also open for private readings as well. So if you'd like a private one, because, maybe your question is a little bit more detailed, then you would want it to be for a live, or, you want to keep things confidential, or maybe you have more than one question. A private reading is a perfect way of going about that and doing that. So I am available for those too. So information for all that stuff, the lives and the private readings, all that information is down in the comment section below. So go ahead and check that out if any of that interests you. anyways, I've yammered on and on enough about lives and private readings and the 5 love languages. Let's actually get into introducing these piles now. And we have 5 different Christmas ornaments, little ones. And pile number 1 is this cute little ball ornament. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell with the lighting, but there's like, it's like kind of like these little red flower things that are on it, and there's like green lines on there too, but like I said, I feel like it's kind of hard to see it, but it's a little tiny white ball ornament. It's cute. Pile number 2 is a candy cane, and I actually made this candy cane a long time ago, so this is, one of my own little creations. But yeah, a little candy cane made out of beads. Pile number 3 is another one of my creations that I made when I was a kid. It's a little house, a little cottage, like a gingerbread house or something, just covered in snow, ready for the holidays. So yeah, this one is pile 3. Pile number 4 is not something that I made, but it's kind of a similar thing. It's something you could probably hang in the window and the sunlight could come through it. It's a little Christmas tree. And pile number 5 is a sparkly red Christmas light, kind of like Rudolph's nose. So those are your 5 different piles, and go ahead and pick the Christmas ornament that resonates with you. Timestamps are down below, and we're going to get started here with pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this small white little Christmas ball ornament, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your person's love language is. Exciting stuff, you guys. All right, so we are going to start off here with The Journey of Love 2, as well as Journey of Love by Bridget Rao from Divine Essentials, because this is all about love, obviously, being love languages. So let's see what your love journey has to do with that. So I'm just going to lay out all the cards and then we'll get into it. We have Authentic. Tell me the truth so I can too.
You've got mail.
Twin Flame. You are my other half. Comparison. Nobody could take your place. Confusion. We have grown. I wanted you the moment I saw you. Seduction. And the Union card from Journey of Love. I know, it looks like the same thing as the front, but this is basically the Union card. But we will get into all of that in just a minute. Okay, so anyways, looking at what's going on here. All right, so we're looking at how they communicate with their love here. So we have tell me the truth so I can too. So right away this tells me this person, like the card says, it says authentic. They really want someone who is going to be authentic and transparent with them and just, be real, not fake, not phony, no bullshit, no nothing like that. Who's going to keep it straight, who's going to be truthful, basically. Maybe this is somebody who has been hurt in the past with people who've been dishonest. But yeah, they definitely value that. They definitely value the truth and keeping it real. So yeah. And we also have Twin Flame. You are my other half. So, if you've been wondering, is this person my soulmate? Is this person my twin flame? Anything like that, dealing with this connection, well, then take this as a little bit of confirmation that most likely they probably are. So there's definitely a deep soul level connection here with this person. There's definitely like a familiarity on a spiritual level dealing with this person as well. And with comparison, nobody could ever take your place. I feel like, even if you guys have spent time apart, even if, maybe they've tried to go out with other people or something like that, they've really realized that, none of them can take your place, that you're the only one who remains in their heart. And that, maybe those other people, like I said, maybe they've lied to them and they haven't been real with them, they haven't been honest with them. So it makes them, treasure honesty even more. That's even more so important to them, which, and I feel like you're someone who probably is honest with them, that you're a straight shooter with them. And because of that, it makes you just like more valuable to them because you are so honest, and probably because they don't come across that kind of transparency very much in their life. So, nobody else really compares to that, you know? So yeah, it's like they just can't get you out of their system in a sense. And I know like honesty isn't necessarily one of the 5 love languages, but that's obviously something that's very important to this person. And and I know, honesty should be important to all of us, obviously, regardless of love language, regardless of what's happening in our lives and who we're around. But this person really seems to value that. And I just kind of get the feeling it's because they've dealt with some dishonest and shady people probably in their past. So, yeah. And we also have confusion. We have grown. So, you guys could be going through some serious growing pains right now. Things may not be the easiest. There could be some difficult lessons you guys have been going through. But I just want to remind you guys that God is never the author of confusion. So if there is confusion, just remember that that's not something that is of God, and that God wants you to have, your best life ever. Yeah, he's just not the author of that. So remember, if things are confusing right now, it's not going to stay like that. That means it's not the ending of the story, that there's still more to come, that there's still another chapter that needs to be written, that needs to be read, that needs to be played out and performed, basically. So if there's any kind of confusion, just know that it's not the end. It's just somewhere in the middle of the plot of your movie, basically. And, this is one of those challenging moments in the movie where it's like the protagonists loses hope and they lose faith, but it doesn't make the story interesting if it's just all easy for them. There's got to be some kind of struggle. There's got to be some kind of obstacle in the way, some kind of mountain to climb and overcome. So definitely remember that. And I feel like that's something that you guys are probably both experiencing and something you both are going through. We also have I Wanted You the Moment I Saw You, seduction. So they do definitely value physical touch. It could be a part of their love language, because we do have seduction here and them wanting you. And, that definitely involves more so the touching end of it. So there could be a little bit of physical touch in there, but I feel like there might be a little bit more to their love language. And we have the Union card from Journey of Love. So, this card basically says, especially, if this person is your twin flame, like they seem to be, and there's definitely like that deep spiritual connection, there's that deep soul bond, then, you guys are going to get through this. You're going to get through the trials, you're going to get through the tests. None of us have none of us can have a testimony without having a test. Like, that's just the reality of it. So if you want to be someone who is an overcomer, if you want to be someone who inspires and uplifts others, chances are you're probably going to have to go through some stuff in order to be able to do that, because otherwise you can't really understand other people and what they're going through. You don't have that ability necessarily to lift them up if you yourself haven't been through a challenging time yourself. But it seems like all those challenges, all that confusion is going to pay off. Like I said, you guys, you may be in the middle of the story right now where things are really confusing, but the ending is a happy one. So just hang in there, Let's also see what your Christmas love oracle cards have to say, because we may have a little bit more insight on their love language through that. So I don't think I'm going to officially call what their love language may be until the very end of it, just because I want to see how all these cards kind of play out and connect the dots together. Like I said, I do feel like there's a little bit of physical touch, but there could be more. So we're going to find out. And you guys have I need a break, which makes sense because if things have been super confusing right now and kind of turned upside down, especially dealing with this person, you guys are probably at the point where you're just like, I need a break. I need a time out. Like, I need some time away from this, basically. And that's okay. Like, that's totally okay if you need that. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking that time. And you guys have clear intentions. So once again, I feel like that kind of backs up this this authenticity card here, with needing the truth. I feel like if someone is making their intentions clear and they're being completely honest about where they're at and what they want and where they're going and all those other kind of things, they're being authentic, they're being real, they're being true, they're being transparent. So once again, like, this honesty thing seems to be really important to this person. So they definitely want clear intentions. I feel like, they want to make their intentions clear with you, and they expect the same in return from you, that you make your intentions towards them clear as well. And we have strong spiritual beliefs. So, I feel like this basically could be both ways here. I feel like, you probably have some strong spiritual beliefs. I feel like if you didn't, you probably wouldn't be here at this reading right now. You probably wouldn't be listening to this. But I feel like there's a chance that they may have some strong spiritual beliefs as well. Even if you don't know about it, even if they don't really say anything, even if they don't really express anything about it, I feel like they definitely have like this deeper knowing on the inside of them, that they definitely have this, not just deeper knowing, but it's like this deep faith. They may not necessarily broadcast it all over the world and plaster it everywhere and talk about it constantly, but I feel like, they kind of have like this very private relationship with God in a sense. And I feel like they keep it private probably because it is special to them and it is unique to them and it is important to them, and they don't want it like spoiled or ruined by, necessarily going and broadcasting it to everybody that they know. And we have best buds. So I feel like this person's friends are probably pretty important to them. They probably value, their friends' opinions and everything. I mean, we do have a couple of dudes on this card. They have a couple drinks. They're just like hanging out, chilling out, having a good time, kicking back, relaxing, that kind of thing. So I feel like this person's social group, their friends, are probably pretty important to them. They'd probably want to like include you in that they'd probably want to include you within their friend group, and if anything, make you guys all kind of like family, connected together, like you and their friends, and put all of that together, kind of a thing. So yeah, really, you guys, when I look at all of this and I put this all together, yes, there is a little bit of the physical touch that is there, but I honestly feel like their primary thing is probably quality time. And the reason why I say quality time is because this truth, this integrity here for being authentic is super important to them. They want clear intentions as well. And I feel like the best way to understand somebody's truth and authenticity and transparency, and to really understand where they're at with their intentions, is to simply spend time with them, to spend quality time with them. And quality time could be doing anything. It kind of depends on your interest too. It could be going to the beach for a day. It could be going and taking a hike. It could be going to the movies together when the movies are actually a thing. Like, I know they're not a thing right now because of COVID, but it could be just like going out and having like a nice dinner out or something. It could be a lot of different things. It could be playing sports together. It could be going to an amusement park together. But quality time is just that. It's basically putting in time and effort and spending time with that person. And the more that you do that, the more you have those chances to really kind of just open up the road and talk and communicate and really get to know one another and really get to know each other's truths, and see where people are at in terms of intentions and that kind of thing. And not only that, but think about friendships. There's a lot of times that you spend quality time when it comes to your friends, and you just like hang out and that kind of thing. And it seems like they already like to spend quality time with their friends. So if they're already spending quality time with their friends, then that's probably going to translate to you and how they are with you as well. And they're probably going to want to spend quality time with you. So for this person, I would say their love language is probably quality time with a side of physical touch. So yeah, if you guys want to know more about quality time, basically, like I said, look it up. You can Google it. There's a lot of information out there about the quality time love language. And yeah, so I feel like that's kind of their big thing, because they want to dive in deep and they want to know everything about you and all of your truths, basically, and see you for who you really are. Finally, you guys, your loving words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got, love one another as I have loved you. John 13:34, which is just a beautiful message and something that we should be doing anyway. It's kind of a good general message. It's not necessarily about love languages, but love one another, find out one another's love languages, I guess you could say, in order to love one another a little bit easier and understand one another a little bit better. But yeah, we live in a very broken world where, unfortunately, there's a lot of hatred and there's a lot of confusion and people judging one another and not really accepting one another for who they really are. So we definitely need a lot more of this in the world. Just loving one another, accepting one another for where we're at and who we are. And that's that. And that's exactly what God would do with us, even in all of our imperfections. So hopefully that made sense, you guys, and resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And even if it's a simple small emoji, it goes a long way. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That goes a long way too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. Otherwise, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by here, hang out with me for a little bit today. It definitely means the world. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this handmade beaded candy cane made by yours truly, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your person's love language is. So yeah, I like this reading because it's unique and it's different, and I feel like it's something I don't usually do, and it's something that people really can use to be like helpful to learn more about their person and just like how you guys can communicate better and operate better in your relationship, whether you're in separation or not. So I just think it's a good thing. Anyway, we're going to start off here with Journey of Love 2, as well as Journey of Love Union, both of these by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay the cards down, and then we'll just, connect the dots and see how they kind of relate to one another. So we have forgiveness, please forgive me. Surrender, I'm ready to follow you anywhere. Would you say yes? Insecurity. Illuminate, you've brightened my path. Aggressive, I want you now. And this time has taught me so much. Separation. Okay, so right off the bat, one of the first things that I do pick up for you guys is you probably are in separation as of this time, and you guys are probably going through a time of learning and growing and dealing with certain lessons and changes and all that kind of stuff. You guys are probably going through some serious growing pains right now, which is never fun, of course, but it is necessary, because every time you conquer a new lesson, a blessing really winds up coming out of it. You become more grateful, you become more thankful, you become more appreciative, and you understand things on a much deeper level, and you have much more compassion than what you would have had you not been through what you've been through. So, yeah, and I feel like your person feels that too, and they've definitely been experiencing that as well. And I also feel like you guys are probably in separation right now because we also have forgiveness. Please forgive me. So it seems like there was probably some kind of falling out that happened between you guys. That they probably did something to hurt you. And that could be a lot of different things. Perhaps they broke up with you and they left you to go be with someone else, or they just broke up with you for whatever reason and basically, broke your heart. Maybe they said something that was mean or cruel or nasty, something that they didn't necessarily mean. Maybe it was something that they didn't say. And, maybe you were hoping for them to say or do something specific and they never did, and it really pissed you off and it upset you. And, they know that. So I feel like they do feel bad about how things have gone down. They do feel guilty for their part in the situation. So they do want forgiveness. And I feel like because of whatever it was that went wrong, because whatever it was that they did to hurt you, I feel like they're nervous to come back to you about that, because we have, would you say yes, insecurity. So they definitely have insecurity about reappearing in your life. They definitely have insecurity about coming forth to you and trying again, because they're probably afraid that you're going to wind up biting their head off. And, they may be afraid that you won't forgive them, that you're going to wind up holding whatever it was that went down. You're going to wind up holding that against them, that you're going to remain bitter and resentful towards them. And, forgiveness is always a good thing, no matter what, even if you don't reconcile with someone, even if you don't reunite, because it's good for you, because it frees you of that prison, obviously, of holding on to bitterness and resentment and all that like negative, toxic stuff, obviously. So, forgiveness should be happening no matter what. But, yeah, they're definitely scared to come your way because of what happened in the past. They're afraid that you're going to hold that against them, and that you're not going to forgive them, that you won't, accept a second chance, basically. And I feel like, with what you guys are going through, in this time of separation and kind of this time of darkness, because if you notice, this card is kind of dark, kind of like what it feels like to be in separation. It feels like a very dark time. It feels like, there's not a lot of hope at the end of the tunnel. But I do feel like when you are in this person's life, I feel like you illuminate their life. You've brightened their path. So even during this time of darkness, even during this time of separation where there may be a loss of hope, I feel like you are the one thing that brings them hope, you know? You sparkle and you shine and you radiate like positivity and joy and light for them ultimately. So, this is why I always tell people to keep sparkling at the end of my readings because, that's what you guys need to do. You need to keep sparkling and radiating like your beautiful self out there in this dark and nasty world because, it is a dark and nasty world and it needs more goodness and it needs more love and it needs more of you. And I feel like your person definitely recognizes that in you and sees that in you. And it's funny because, with that card being so light, then we have this next one here, which says, I'll ready to follow you anywhere, surrender, which is also kind of like a very light and airy card. And it's almost kind of like the whole thing of like following the light in a sense. Like you're the light at the end of a very, very dark tunnel for them. And they kind of just have to follow the direction of that light. I mean, even look at these two people, they're looking out and kind of in the direction of the light. And I feel like, you're this beacon of hope. You're this beacon of light for them, basically. And, whatever negative things that they've been holding on to, wherever they've been struggling, wherever they've been having resistance and everything, I feel like you inspire them to surrender and like surrender the struggle and surrender the fears and the doubts and the worries and needing to have it all figured out. And I feel like you help inspire them to surrender that and to just kind of like go with the flow and take it easy, which, isn't exactly easy. Like they're still obviously nervous because, they don't know how you're going to feel if they do try to attempt to come back to you. But you are inspiring them. Like, I don't feel like they would even be inspired to seek forgiveness from you if you didn't shine some kind of light and some kind of, radiating joy here for them. And, yeah, and I feel like the surrender card, it's a good thing to remember, not just for your person, for not just for your person to do, but also for you to do, because it's not just about their work and what they need to do and how they need to do things. It's also about what we need to do too. And, surrendering is hard. It sounds beautiful, it sounds majestic, it sounds like this great spiritual gesture, basically, but it's hard. It's not easy, you guys. And I know a lot of the times people freak out with the word surrender because they're like, oh, does that mean I have to surrender my person? I have to surrender my dreams? I have to surrender my desires? No, 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 no. That's not what it means at all. God knows the desires of your heart, He knows your dreams. He wants those dreams to come true for you more than you want those dreams to come true for you. But He wants them to come true for you the right way, which is why, He's so persistent on making sure that that things basically go His way and not your way, because your way is not going to wind up ultimately leading to those dreams 99.9% of the time. So that's the whole point. It's about surrendering the struggle. It's surrendering the hows, the whens, the wheres, the what ifs, the fears, and the concerns around it. And it's about like not trying to plot and plan how this is all going to come together and just, letting it go to God constantly and saying, hey, you know what? You know what you're doing way better than I do. So you do your thing, God. You make whatever it is that's meant to happen with this person happen. If we're going to be together, awesome, thank you. If we're not going to be together, awesome, thank you. I know you have something better planned for both of us. So, that's kind of the way you have to go about doing things. That's really what surrendering is. And I feel like that's an important note for both of you to know, because not just one person can do it. You both have to do it in a sense. Surrendering is the best way to really come together. And then I know I haven't gotten to this card yet. I want you now aggressive. So, during this time of separation, during this time that you guys have been apart, this person very much so misses you and does want you. And from that perspective, I do get a little hint of physical touch in there simply because, aggressive, I want you now. That kind of, implies that, physical needs and physical urgency and that kind of stuff. I don't know 100% for sure just yet if this person's love language is physical touch. It could be because we have this card here, but we have a few more cards to go through, and then by the end of the reading, I'll be able to better tell for you guys more so what their love language is by the end. But we're kind of getting a little story here at the same time too as to what's going on with you guys. So from the Christmas Love Oracle, because it is the most magical time of the year right now, being the holidays, you guys got incoming happy message. So this person may be more of a texter than, someone who would talk on the phone or, especially during COVID times right now and everything. Maybe this is someone that you wouldn't really be able to see face to face. Maybe you guys have had like a lot of online communication and that kind of thing. Maybe this is someone that you met online. So yeah, we have incoming happy message. So an incoming message could be coming in from them soon, which would totally make your day. But definitely texting or emailing maybe could be a big way that they communicate with you. They could be someone who really utilizes technology. We have exposed. So I feel like, anything that's been hidden in this situation will definitely be revealed. Truths will definitely be revealed, especially with things here like, please forgive me and, would you say yes? Like, I feel like the truth, whether or not you would say yes or not, that will probably wind up, coming to light. The truth of whatever it was that went wrong between the two of you will probably come to light. And with the next card, that's going to make even more sense because you guys have karmic interference. So there could have been a karmic party. There could have been a karmic third party, which was the issue, which is why this person could be saying, please forgive me. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I left you for somebody else, kind of a thing. So definitely whatever happened, there's some karma involved there. Very well could be third party related. And we have single parent. So I feel like this card basically just confirms a single parent situation. It could be you could be a single parent in the situation. It could be them, they could be a single parent in the situation. Or somehow there could be some other single parent tied to you guys in the situation. Maybe you guys have a mutual friend who's a single parent or something like that. So yeah, take that part as it resonates. It may not necessarily apply to everybody, but it seems like there's a single parent involved. Okay, now as for their love language, since all the cards are basically out except for your loving words from Jesus card, which I'm going to get to absolutely last. Let's see. I'm just kind of like looking at the list. We have gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. Well, it's funny. I almost feel like for every single group, there's probably going to be a little bit of physical touch just because these masculines do like their physical touch. So I feel like they may have a touch of physical touch, but we only have one card to really verify that. If anything, I feel like this person may be more words of affirmation. And the reason why I feel like they may be a words of affirmation person is, they desperately want forgiveness. And I feel like if you forgave them, if you gave them those words, I forgive you, I understand why you did this, basically, if you gave value to their perspective, if you gave value to who they were as a person, affirming, like, I understand why you did this, affirming, like, your acceptance of their apology, that would make them feel really good. It would make them feel more secure so they wouldn't feel nervous about coming to you and saying, hey, would you say yes? Would you like to try again? Do you want to be together? Do you want to give us another shot? So I feel like this person definitely needs like a little bit of encouragement, I guess is what it comes down to. Because they have some insecurities here. And the insecurities could have been why there could have been a karmic interference in the first place. Maybe if they did leave you, for example, for somebody else, maybe the other person was speaking that love language. That doesn't mean that that makes them the right person for your person, but it does mean that, maybe that was something that they really needed at that time, that they needed like those comforting words. They needed that extra encouragement. Like this is the kind of person who really appreciates compliments. And I don't mean like just, cheesy, you know, say whatever you can to this person to make them feel good kind of compliments. But I feel like they really accept compliments well. Like I almost kind of get like, if you were to tie like a occupation to words of affirmation, like it reminds me of like a performer. Like a performer wants to hear that they, put on a good show, that their performance was really good and stuff like that. So, they may be kind of like a performer in terms of their personality or something like that. But yeah, so I'm definitely picking up words of affirmation for this person. So if you're not familiar with words of affirmation, Google it, look it up. There's lots of information on all the different love languages, of course. So for the most part, I feel like this person is words of affirmation with a touch of physical touch. Moving on to your loving words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got, he that believeth in me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. John 14:12. So basically, they're talking about works here, and works is basically, and it's funny because works is actually kind of like acts of service. If you think about it, acts of service is like doing something for somebody else, kind of a thing. So I don't know, maybe that's your love language, who knows. I feel like there's those definitely words of affirmation, but there could be acts of service in here for somebody. But yeah, it's definitely good to, do good and be a do-gooder onto others regardless. So hopefully that message made sense and resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment down below. Even if it's just a simple small emoji, it still helps out a lot. Please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out too. And feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. Otherwise, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to swing on by, come on out, hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this cute little house ornament, it's like a little gingerbread house, like a cottage or something like that. But if you chose this one, which I made when I was a child, this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your person's love language is. All right, good stuff, you guys. So we're going to get started with Journey of Love 2 and Journey of Love Union. Both of these by Bridget Rao from Divine Essentials. And we're just going to basically go through the cards, lay them all down, and kind of connect the dots and see what comes through. So we have Marry Me, Wifey Material Fulfillment. That's exciting. Anger, I'm so mad at myself. I know we can do it, wholeness. Partnership, it's always been you. I promise I'll never let go, infinite. And I feel you inside of me and it drives me insane, magnetism. Okay, so right off the bat, I feel like this person has probably made some poor choices when it's come to you. Could be out of miscommunications here with the love languages, but I do feel like they've probably made some poor choices and not been the best because we do have anger. I'm so mad at myself. So, most likely, this person has some regrets about how they've handled things with you, whether it is that they broke up with you or they left you or, they just basically ghosted on you and, they're not really stepping up and being there for you or any of those kinds of things. And I feel like they're mad at themselves because they know that they should be there for you. They know they should step up. They know that. But it's kind of like their own internal bullshit as to why they're not stepping up, as to why they're not doing that. It could be insecurities. It could be because they don't feel like they could be like the best provider for you. It could be a lot of different reasons. But regardless of what their bullshit excuse is, they're definitely angry with themselves. They're not happy with themselves. Like they don't like being that way. They don't want to be that way. I feel like they may be kind of trapped in that way and they may not know necessarily how to fix it, but I feel like they would fix it if they knew, if they could figure it out. But despite them being angry at themselves, I feel like they have a lot of hope for the two of you guys because we have, I know we can do it, wholeness, and we also have, marry me, wifey material fulfillment. And, between wholeness and fulfillment, that to me basically says completion. That basically says to me, this is a union that can exist, that can happen, that can come together. Because, with I know we can do it wholeness, that's showing that they still have hope for you, for the both of you coming together. And with marry me wifey material, they see you as the long haul. They don't just see you as some random hoe or something like that. They don't see you as a one night stand. They don't see you as someone, they would just use and discard or something like that. Like they see you as someone who's loving and nurturing and tender, someone who would encourage them and support them, someone who could be like a good mom to their kids, the whole nine yards, like someone who would just really be their life partner through all of life's ups and downs. They see you as the person that they could do that. They could see you as their ride or die throughout life, basically. So yeah, definitely picking up on that. And they know that it's always been you. And I feel like that's just another reason why they're angry at themselves because they know this. Like they know, it's as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. And I feel like, other people around them, you, everybody around the both of you guys, probably look at the situation and look at it like madness. And it's just like, why are you two not together? Like, it's obvious. What is going on here? What's the holdup, And it's really just them and their own internal bullshit at the end of the day. It's their own fears, their own doubts, their own insecurities that they're allowing to block them and basically prevent them from being happy. But they know that it's always been you. Maybe this is someone that you've known for a really long time. Maybe this is someone you've known since their youth. So, they know that from, going way far back. So they know this. They really do. And with I promise I'll never let go, infinite, even when they do stupid things, even when they mess up and piss you off, they're not going anywhere. Bottom line, like, they're always going to be there for you. And I feel like even if you guys don't talk all the time, and even if they do ghost on you sometimes, like, they're not going to ghost on you if it's the important stuff, Like, okay, maybe if you text them and you're like, hey, you want to go get coffee or whatever, that they may not respond to. But if you texted them something serious and you were just like, hey, my dad just got really sick and he's in the hospital and he's like on his deathbed, he's going to die, or he just died, or something like that, I feel like this person would come running by your side and be supportive to you because they understand the severity of the situation. They know that that's serious. They know that that's not something you can just ghost somebody on. So they do have this sense of responsibility and a groundingness towards them that, they will always be there. But I feel like, they understand that really well when it comes to life and death kind of situations and super important situations, but they may not necessarily apply those same things in just like regular everyday life, which sucks and is something that, they should learn how to do, that they should practice, obviously, because, the little everyday stuff adds up and it's important as well. It may not be as important as like big life-changing events, but it does still count because 99.9% of the time we're going to be dealing with regular everyday kind of stuff and not, every day is a huge life-changing event. Unless you're living in 2020, then it might be a little different. But that's a different story and obviously a joke. But yeah, and we also have I feel you inside me and it drives me insane magnetism. So I feel like this card kind of touches on physical touch because you guys are basically drawn to each other like a pair of magnets. And it's like no matter how far away you go from this person, no matter how much time passes between the two of you, they still feel you inside of them, and it drives them insane because I feel like it's just like the touch of your hand, the touch of your hair, the smell of your skin or whatever. It just drives them nuts because there's nobody else who has that, like your pheromones or whatever, just like, gets their blood pumping basically. So there's definitely that connection there. So, and this has come up in every pile so far that there's always been a little bit of physical touch there, which doesn't surprise me because, men are very physical in that sense. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me that there's a touch of physical touch there, but I'm going to see what your Christmas oracle cards say next, and then we'll kind of like dive in and see how this kind of adds up in terms of what their love language is. So, from the Christmas love oracle, because it is the most happiest time of the year right now, we have All I Want Is You, which totally obviously makes sense. And I feel like that kind of like goes hand in hand here with I feel you inside me and it drives me insane. Like they just want you. They want you because this magnetism definitely drives them wild. Music could even be a way that they express themselves to you because, we do have Mariah Carey on the card. We have a Christmas song through this card. So music could be a way that they communicate as well. I know that that's not a love language, but I do feel like that's a huge way that a lot of us like digest and process things and communicate and understand things better. It can be through, music, movies, TV shows, just pop culture in general, because, a lot of what artists and stuff put out there, it's created with relatability and everything. It's like that for a reason. They may write about an experience going on in their own lives, and there are other people out there who have experienced similar things, and even though they may not know that artist's own personal story, they see their own story in that artist's song, you know? Like for me recently, Taylor Swift, she released her new album, Evermore, her sister album to Folklore. And I mean, I have just been bawling my eyes out over Dorothea and 'Tis the Damn Season because I find so many like relatable things in that song for, myself personally. And, like I'm not Taylor Swift, but I totally get the song. So, I feel like we all go through that. All right, we also have guided by angels. So I feel like your situation is definitely heavenly and divinely protected. That, God, He does have a hand in this situation. He is leading and guiding and moving things along. It may not always feel like it at times. It may feel like you're on this roller coaster ride with this person and you're like, this thing is going in the wrong direction. What is going on here? But I promise you, you guys are going to have a safe landing and it's going to be fine because, as long as you're being guided by angels, as long as God is in charge of the situation, nothing can go wrong. It's going to be a-okay. And we have, oh shit, disaster. So I feel like this card just basically implies, I feel like this basically just kind of implies what you guys have already been through, what's already been going on, the reasons why this person may be mad at themselves. They themselves may feel like a walking disaster. Like it may not even necessarily be that there was this huge falling out or anything like that, but this person may just feel like they're a disaster or their life is a disaster or they just can't get their shit together or anything like that. And, because of that, it infects, it affects, well, I mean, infect is, I guess, a good way to put it too, but it affects how they see themselves, and then how they see themselves comes across in how they wind up dealing with other people and going about their life, basically. So I feel like this person definitely feels like they themselves are the disaster in this situation. And lastly, we have, I want to make peace. Peace, baby. Yeah, and and I feel like, your person definitely wants to make peace too, because, they do see you as wifey material and they know it's always been you. They promise to never let go. They know that you guys can do it. So, of course they want to make peace with you, with everything that's gone wrong. They do want to make things right. Like their motives are pure. They have good intentions towards you. They want to, make things better, basically. And yeah. So now when I look at all the cards together, basically here, because we've got everything out except for your loving words from Jesus card, which we're going to get to in a minute. Let's see. If I were to really hone in on what this person's love language is based upon what has come out and based upon kind of what your story is here and how they are. Let's see. Gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. So I feel like this person may be more of a physical touch person. And the reason why I say physical touch is, first of all, we have I feel you inside me and it drives me insane magnetism. So like I was saying, I feel like they really like, the smell of your hair, the feel of your skin, stuff like that. How you smell and all those other kind of things. So, I feel like all of that with the physical touch is definitely a turn on for them. And then, I know there's nothing like overtly sexual about this card because, the guy is just saying that he wants to make peace, but, his shirt is also off and, he looks like he could be pretty much down for action because of that. He looks like he wants to, like I also kind of think with the making peace, I also think of like make love not war kind of a thing. So once again, making love, being intimate, that's just another physical aspect of everything there too. And, we also have all I want is you. And with them wanting you, I feel like that's that physical desire that comes in there. And that's not to say that they don't appreciate the other aspects of the relationship, like, the emotional connection, the spiritual connection, the mental connection, that they don't, enjoy having conversations with you, whether it's witty banter or deep, meaningful conversations, because I feel like they do love all of those aspects. But I feel like, when it comes to really showing them love, that they may really enjoy that physical aspect of the relationship. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling physical touch for you guys. Finally, from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, you guys got the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name. He shall teach you all things. John 14:26. So I feel like this card is basically just a general reminder, you guys, that anything that you need to learn, anything that you need to grow in, anything that you need like clarity and understanding in, just go to God, because, He's the best teacher that we have. He's the one who can show you the way. He's the one that can give you all those answers, way better answers than any reading that I could do, or any other reader could do for that matter, as well. And yeah, and I know that, going to God sometimes for answers can be tricky, because he doesn't necessarily answer us in the ways that we would like to, or when we would like to, or how we would like to, or anything like that. But he does answer. He definitely does. He hears, he answers, and you just kind of have to keep your eyes and your ears peeled and opened. Don't miss out on the answers when they come. I'm not going to get into the whole thing right now, because I still have 2 more piles to do, and it's kind of late as it is at night right now. But if you guys look up the story of the Christmas sleighs from the Hallmark Christmas movie, A Shoe Addict's Christmas, you guys will find out what I mean with listening for God's answers, listening for him when he is, trying to give you an answer, trying to provide for you, basically. It's a really good story, the story of the sleighs. So, don't miss your sleigh, because I'm sure it's coming your way. So go ahead and check that out. I'm giving you guys some homework here with these readings today, because I'm recommending you go check that out. And of course, when it comes to the 5 love languages, if you want to learn more about physical touch, or any of the other 5 love languages for that matter, definitely Google, do some research, check out videos here on YouTube about it. There's so much information about the 5 love languages. It's not even funny. And like I said, there are also quizzes and that kind of stuff out there too, where even if you're not sure what your own love language is, you can easily find out. So anyway, yeah, that's what's basically going on for you guys. If it resonates and it makes sense, please leave a comment down below. Even if it's just a simple small emoji, it goes a long way. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I am so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by here and hang out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart. It makes me feel really, really good. And yeah, that's just awesome. It blows my mind. So yeah, that's basically it. Keep sparkling, you guys. I'm sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, pile 4. If you chose this Christmas ornament of this little Christmas tree here, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your person's love language is. All right. So far, the past 3 have been all different languages, so I'm excited to see if you guys are going to be different or the same. I don't know. We're going to find out. But we're going to kick things off here with Journey of Love 2, as well as Journey of Love Union. Both of these are by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And you guys got I Want Forever With You, Destiny. I Can't Stop Thinking About You Touching Me, Fantasies. Eternally Yours, Eternity. You've Made Me Feel Alive, Thank You, Joy. We Have a Special Purpose in we have a special purpose in my love ascending. Abandon. Please don't give up. Okay. So, right off the bat, you guys, the first thing that I'm picking up with this person, automatically, I can tell you guys right off the bat, I'm getting a pretty strong physical touch vibe from this group, but I'm not gonna like officially confirm that until we've gotten through all the cards and we've kind of like dove into everything to officially see. But we have I Want Forever with You, Destiny, and I mean, I know there's nothing that, like, in terms of words, say physical touch dealing with this card, but the picture says physical touch to me because, we have his arms, they're wrapped around her arms, they're in like this loving embrace from behind, and it just looks very sweet and very tender. And remember, you guys, physical touch doesn't necessarily have to be like just having sex and banging basically all the time. I mean, it can be, but physical touch is also just about like, a hug like this, or just putting your arm around someone's shoulder and, giving them like a comforting tap on the back or like a back scratch or a massage or something like that. Like, physical touch can be a lot of things. And, the simplest and most basic form of physical touch that's healthy for all of us, romantic connection or not, is definitely a hug. The hug is a classic form of love and expression for anybody. And it's something that I feel like we don't really get to do very much nowadays because of COVID and everything. You have to remain physically distanced from people. You can't like touch people and breathe on people and stuff like that. And in some situations, that's definitely a good thing. But in others, it's like, you want that hug, you want that embrace. Like, it literally is good for our health to, have physical interactions with people that are healthy and good and full of love and hope and things like that. And we also have I Can't Stop Thinking About You Touching Me fantasies. I mean, that right there kind of says it. They're thinking about you touching them, and we're talking about physical touch here. So I feel like that's definitely something that's probably important to them. They have lots of fantasies about you when you guys aren't together. And yeah, they feel that very strong physical attraction to you. And it's funny because just like, this card said destiny, we also have eternally yours, eternity. So I feel like this person definitely feels like this is a forever type of connection. It's something that, probably goes beyond death. It's something that transcends death. It's something that is a soul level connection. It's something that is deeper on a spiritual level, not just, physical, which is funny because you guys have a lot of physical touch going on here. But, I feel like that physical touch has like a deeper meaning for them, that it is like a forever kind of meaning for them. It's not like just like a, hey, you're just like another notch on my bed or whatever, or something like that. And, if you guys have been through hard times in the past, or, maybe you're going through hard times right now, they do say to never give up on them. Maybe they abandoned you or you abandoned them, it could be either way. But it seems like there may be some abandonment that has happened between the two of you guys, but, they're not giving up, and they're not giving up because, whoops, they're not giving up because they obviously see this as a forever deal, as, something that's for the long haul, basically. So they definitely feel that, and they definitely experience that when it comes down to you. And we also have a special purpose, my love, ascending. And it's funny because whenever I see this picture, for some reason it reminds me of like the Little Mermaid. Even though they are clearly not mermaids in this picture, but it just reminds me of the Little Mermaid for some reason. But anyways, yeah, like once again, like they're in the water together and it seems to be like this very tender, very intimate moment between the two of them, where they're like in this embrace together basically. So, once again, I feel like physical touch is important to them. And if you notice on the card, it's her hands that are on him. Not to say that he wouldn't want to put his hands on you, because I feel like he would, obviously, but I feel like he really enjoys like your hands on him. Once again, valuing that physical touch. So I definitely, and it's funny because with all the other groups, I kind of like waited until the very end to really be able to tell um, really what the love language was, because not to say that the others didn't have a love language, because they definitely did, but I feel like it just wasn't as prominent and it wasn't as obvious. But for you guys, it's super, super duper strong. So I feel like it's really important for this person. Like the last pile was physical touch, but it definitely wasn't as like strong and evident as it is in this pile. Then we also have You've Made Me Feel Alive. Oh, sorry about that. You made me feel alive, thank you, and joy. So, you bring them joy into their life, you bring them joy into their heart, you make them feel happy, and you make them feel good, basically. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at a few cards from the Christmas Love Oracle, because it is that time of the year, the most cheerful and holiday season kind of time of the year, so it's the best time to use these cards. And you guys have stood up. So this may be a part of the problem here with the abandoned card. It could be possible that this person stood you up at some point. Maybe you guys made plans and this person just didn't follow through. Maybe they canceled at the last minute. Maybe they're the kind of person who ghosts a lot, and just goes silent on you and doesn't talk to you. So yeah, so that could be a part of the issue there in terms of the abandonment. And then we have family time. So family time is definitely very important to this person. So, maybe you have a family of your own, maybe you have kids, or maybe they have a family of their own. Maybe they have kids. Maybe you guys both have kids and, they would like to have a blended family situation. Or even if neither of you guys have kids, they may want to like start a family with you and create a family with you. But either way, this person seems to be a very family-oriented person, regardless of how their family looks and what their family dynamic is right now, whether they're completely on their own and they don't have any children, or whether they do have children, or, it could be in reference to, if they have siblings, if they have brothers or sisters, maybe they're really close to their siblings. Maybe they're really close to their parents or their grandparents, or, whoever it is. But it seems like they're very family oriented, and family is very important to this person. And we have playful, so they're a little bit of a playful person as well, kind of like a childlike, youthful kind of an energy that they bring to the table, to the situation. And, once again, being playful could also be physical touch related too. I mean, obviously, if you guys are like playing around in bed and everything, that's being playful, but it doesn't even necessarily have to be like a sexual thing. It could be like you guys are like wrestling or something like that. Like, how it is. Like, you're just kind of like goofing around and playing around, and, maybe get into like a tickle fight or something like that. So yeah, they could even be like that kind of a person where they just like to, physically kind of play and, fool around that way. Okay, we also have I Want to Spoil You, which is funny because this one actually kind of says to me gifts. So this person, I feel like for the most part, there's still physical touch. And I feel like even this card brings in a little bit of physical touch because I feel like, the guy, he kind of has like this smirk on his face as he's being like, Mr. Sexy, shirtless Santa dude. And I feel like from that perspective, it's definitely physical touch because he's just like, I want to spoil you in the bedroom kind of a thing. But I feel like it's not just like spoiling you in that sense of the word, but I feel like it could also be spoiling you in terms of like giving you nice things and giving you gifts and giving you presents and, showering you in adoration that way. It could be important to this person to be like a strong provider in the household or something like that, to provide, a good life for you, a good home for you, all the luxuries that you could ever want or need. So, yeah, that could be a part of it too. So I feel like for you guys, for the most part, I feel like your person is definitely a physical touch person. I definitely feel like that's their primary love language that they have. But there may be like a hint or two of gifts, and gifts is basically just that. It's kind of like the most superficial of the love languages. Like it kind of has a bad rap in a sense from that perspective because it just makes it seem superficial, like, oh, you just like getting materialistic stuff, you just like, getting gifts and presents, and it's like, every day has to be like your birthday or something like that. So it kind of gets a bad rap from that perspective, but that doesn't mean that it's like a bad love language or anything. None of the love languages are bad. It's just, how we communicate and how we do things. So I feel like like I said, I feel like for the most part, this person is definitely physical touch and they enjoy that aspect of the relationship. But I feel like one of the ways that they feel like they can express their love to you, at least, is probably by giving you gifts. It's probably by doing that. And it's not that they're trying to buy you or anything like that. It's not that they're super materialistic or anything, but it's just, their way of giving. It's their way of giving back to others. And chances are, if they're doing that towards you, they probably do that for other people too. Like maybe they do that for people in their family, for example. If somebody, really has their eye on something that they really want, they may be the person to go out and get it for them. So, yeah, I feel like you guys have a little bit of gifts in there, but for the most part, physical touch. So, and I feel like your guys' pile went faster than the other piles. I don't know why. I think that's just because the love language like came out like super strong and super fast for you guys as opposed to the other piles. Like it kind of took a little bit more of a rev up time. But the message is pretty clear. That's the thing. Like the more clear the message is, like the quicker it comes out. Anyways, for your loving words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away, you guys got, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. Mark 11:24. So this is a great card, of course, to get you guys. It's just a reminder that, when you pray, when you ask for something from God, after you're done praying, like basically start living your life as if God has already answered that prayer. Like if you have asked God, like I know most people would not pray for this, but I'm just using this as an example. Like if you pray and you ask God for $5 and you ask and you're like, dear God, please give me $5. Please bless me with that. Until he gives you those $5, once you're done with that prayer, just start acting like you already have it. Start thinking about what you're going to do with that $5. Start thinking about how it feels to have that $5 in your pocket. Start thanking God for that $5 and start saying, thank you, God. Thank you that I've already received this amazing $5. Like, I'm so happy to have this and everything, even if it's not physically there yet. And by doing those things, that $5 is going to come. And I know no one would really have to do that over $5, but It doesn't matter. You can do it with $5. You can do it with $500. You can do it with $5,000. You can do it, with anything in life. It doesn't even have to be necessarily money. It could be dealing with your career. It could be dealing with relationships. It could be dealing with this relationship. It could be dealing with anything you want in your life. But either way, believe that you have it once you have prayed about it, because God wants the desires of your heart to manifest and come true even more than you do. So, yeah, there you go. Pretty good message, you guys. Anyways, if this resonated and made sense for you, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. It definitely goes a long way. Also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. Otherwise, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by, spend some time here with me today. It definitely means the world to me. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 5. If you chose this red sparkly Christmas light ornament, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what your person's love language is. All right, you guys. So we've had some really good stuff come out the past 4 piles, and you guys are my last one, and then I'm heading to bed because it's pretty late, and I'm just glad I'm actually able to get through and finish this one tonight, because the other night I did like half the reading at night and the other half in the morning because I was like getting so sleepy. I was like, I can't finish it. I can't finish it. But I can finish this one. I feel okay. I feel good enough. Okay. Anyways, so for you guys, we have The Journey of Love 2 and Journey of Love Union by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. And that's how we're going to dig in here and start with things. So we have Reminded of You Constantly, Synchronicity. Impatient, I Can't Wait. I Can't Wait to Dance with You into Eternity, Union. Here and Now, I Want You Back in My Life. Things Are Coming Together Now, Alignment. And I Want You to Be the Parent of My Child, Fertile. Okay, you guys, so let's see. What I see going on here with you guys is well, a lot of good things. Let's see, where should we start? Well, first of all, if you guys are not currently together, if you are in separation or you're not communicating or your communication is limited, they do want you back in their life. And they don't want you back like someday down the road. They want you back here and now, in this present time, in this present moment. Even if you guys, for whatever external outside reasons, aren't able to be, it doesn't matter. Like, this person definitely wants you in their life and they want you now. And because of that, because it says here and now, like they want you now, I feel like that really fits in well here with impatient. I can't wait. So, yeah, they can't wait, basically. They can't wait for your love. They can't wait for your touch. There is a part of me already that is kind of picking up physical touch from you guys in your group in terms of what your person's love language could be. And the reason why is, I mean, first of all, just look at this guy. He looks like he's, ready to rip his pants off and, go find his girl and take care of, take care of business because he's so impatient, basically. So your person could definitely be feeling that same way right now. He could, really be into that heated passion and desire when it comes to you. And we also have I can't wait to dance with you into eternity. So we have I can't wait to dance and I can't wait. So this person definitely has some impatience issues. That's for sure. But also, when I think of dancing, I think of physical touch with that too. At least like if you're dancing with another person. I mean, like, let's look at the TV show Dancing with the Stars, for example. You know, like they obviously need to kind of physically get in line with your dance partner. You guys need to be in sync. You guys need to be, making those same moves simultaneously at the same time, and it needs to be like matched up. It can't be like off the beat or anything like that. And dancing can be a very close and intimate experience, and it's definitely something that is very physical. So once again, I feel like this dancing thing, and I can't wait, and with I can't wait here too and everything, I feel like there's definitely this implication of physical touch in this group. Of course, I'm not going to completely confirm that until we, get more cards out and see what else is going on, but it definitely could be. The last pile was very strong physical touch as well, and pile 3 had some physical touch too. It doesn't surprise me that there's a lot of physical touch in these groups simply because, men in general, they are very much about physical touch. Not to say that men can't have, the other love languages, because they definitely can, but I feel like physical touch is probably more important to them than it would be like us as a woman. As a woman, for us, it might be like quality time or words of affirmation or acts of service, something like that, that might be more important for us. But anyways, that's besides the point. We also have things are coming together now, alignment. So I feel like even if you guys aren't together, and there's definitely like this impatience going on here with I can't wait. I feel like it's almost kind of like maybe both of you kind of like trying to get into that mind frame of already living in it and already existing in it, even if it's not there yet. It's kind of like the whole fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like basically you guys trying to manifest this pretty much. And we have I'm reminded of you constantly, synchronicity. So I feel like this person, they are getting all of the reminders when it comes down to you. It could be numbers. I know numbers is like a big one for a lot of people, but it doesn't necessarily have to be numbers. It could be a song that comes on that reminds them of you, that, may provide some kind of good memory for you guys. It could be a place that they wind up going to where you guys had good memories. It could be a car that drives by that looks like your car and reminds them of you. It could be a lot of different things, but either way, they're definitely getting reminders of you, and just like ways that, they know wouldn't be able to happen like any other way unless there was like something bigger at play, basically. And we have I want you to be the parent of my child, fertile. And I feel like for some of you guys, once again, this definitely goes down in physical touch because, if you're going to make a baby, what do you got to do? You got to have some physical touch going on, obviously. But I feel like, it's not just that. For those of you who, maybe you don't want to have children, or maybe you're beyond the age of having children, or, you've already had children and you're like, I'm done now, not having any more. It could just simply mean that, your person sees your connection as being very fertile just between the two of you, like being fertile and having a very fruitful life between one another, something that produces good fruit. And, you could wind up having even just dogs together or something like that. But just simply that you guys will have a very fertile and verdant experience together and connection together. But once again, like I said, I feel like physical touch is definitely a part of that. Okay, moving on to some cards from the Christmas love oracle because it is a very holly jolly time of the year right now. So this is the time of year to obviously use these cards because, come January 1st, they're probably going to go away for a little while until I do like a Christmas in July reading or something like that. Okay, so first of all, we have abundance, which is a great thing. I feel like basically this is saying that, the two of you being in one another's lives is definitely a blessing. It's not a curse. It's a good thing, and it definitely brings you both abundance in your lives. That there's, both of you are going to experience more abundant lives because of one another. Whether you guys are together or whether you're separate, you guys are both going to experience abundance, and you'll definitely experience that abundance when you guys are together, without a doubt. And we have Sancho the Lover. And I don't know why this card always cracks me up. I don't know if it's just because he's called Sancho or what it is. But yeah, but anyways, Sancho the Lover, like obviously I don't think he's necessarily someone who's too concerned about, acts of service as a love language or giving physical gifts or anything. I feel like he's definitely a more touchy-feely, physical touch kind of a guy. So once again, I feel like this card just kind of backs up the whole physical touch thing. That, they probably just want to be your lover and touch you in all the right places. And we also have I've been a naughty good girl. And I feel like this is basically what they desire you to be for them. Like they want you to be their naughty good girl. And once again, that goes kind of back to the bedroom and everything with physical touch. So, like I was saying, you guys, I feel like physical touch is definitely a part of the vibe here. And, just remember physical touch doesn't always have to be a sexual thing. It could be, a simple hug. It could be a pat on the back. It doesn't have to be anything like super crazy romantic. And especially with everything that's been going on this year lately in 2020, I feel like physical touch has been a struggle for all of us because, when we're physically distancing from people, you can't hug them, you can't touch them, you can't like breathe on each other or anything anymore. And in some ways that's just like really sad and painful, like understandable. It's necessary until we know that, we can interact with one another, which not without making one another sick. But the sad thing is though is that, it's just a part of like human health. Like it's good for people to be hugged. It's good for people to receive a hug like every single day. Like they say that that's like literally good for your, physical, mental well-being basically. And that's why all this like isolation can be really really hard for people with what's been going on out there in the world. And yeah, and a hug, like I said, that's not necessarily romantic, and that doesn't even necessarily have to be from your person. That could be dealing with a friend, dealing with a family member, but it's healthy for all of us. But that's getting on a separate tangent. My point is that, physical touch doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, it has to be sex or something, because it definitely doesn't. I mean, sex can be a part of it, but it can be other things too, just like other ways that you touch one another. And this is so funny because right as I finished talking about how it doesn't have to be sex, this is your next card. Sexual indulgence. So obviously this person does want to indulge, which doesn't really surprise me, especially if they're being Sancho the Lover here. But I feel like this is just kind of like the nail on the coffin here, confirming you guys that this person is a physical touch person. So, yeah, but hopefully that made sense to you guys. I feel like the last two piles readings were a little bit shorter than the first three, just because it was pretty straightforward in terms of pretty straightforward in terms of the physical touch aspect of things. And that's okay, because if a reading comes out with the message like pretty clear right out the gate, like right off the bat, like that's a good thing. So yeah, anyways, your card from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got knock and it shall be opened unto you, Matthew 7:7. So I feel like basically this card is telling you guys that, go for your dreams, go for your goals, go for what it is that you want in your life. Like, it's a beautiful and it's a good thing to pray for what we want, obviously, and we should always do that first and foremost. But, always remember that if we do our part, God will do his part. And sometimes there are certain action steps that we have to take if, we're going to expect God to do something. Like, for example, if you're looking for a job, yes, it's good to pray and ask God for a job to help, find you a job, to bless you in that area. But if you're not, putting out job applications and actively job seeking and that kind of stuff, then you're not going to wind up getting the job. You have to do your part. So, put in those job applications and, apply for different jobs, look for different jobs, and from there, God will do the rest, and he'll make sure that the one that's meant for you will come through, and then you'll have whatever job you're supposed to have. But that's just an example. It doesn't just apply to like jobs, obviously. It could be with anything. But the point is, you guys, is just go for it. Go for the opportunities in life that you want, and trust God will meet you halfway, and he'll take care of the parts that you can't do anything about. So you do your part, he'll do his part. So, yeah, that's basically what I see going on for you guys dealing with your person and what their love language is. So hopefully that made sense and added up for you guys. Just like I've told a lot of the other groups, if you're interested more in learning about physical touch, dealing with your person, or any of the 5 love languages for that point, there is tons of information out there on the internet about the 5 love languages. All you gotta do is Google it. I'm sure there's lots of videos here on YouTube about it as well. And yeah, like that's a great thing to find out and research, and not just for, how to interact with your person, but also to just like interact with other people in your life too, because the 5 love languages is not just applicable in romantic situations, but, in any situation where we interact with other people. And not only that, but, there are some places you can take a quiz to find out what your love language is too, which is good to know even simply for yourself. So, yeah. Hopefully this made sense and resonated for you. If it did, please leave a comment down below. Even a simple small emoji goes a long way. And also, please give this video a thumbs up. That definitely helps me out too. And feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. Otherwise, I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful that you guys decided to stop on by and hang out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.